I'm a combat veteran. I was in Operation Iraqi Freedom Phase 3. Served in Iraq, the Baghdad area, through most of 2006, which was the deadliest year to be alive in Iraq, let alone to be an American soldier. I was an intelligence analyst, so I had a very top secret, high profile job. I came back, was discharged with post-traumatic stress disorder, came back late 2006, was discharged just before Christmas, and I've been homeless 6 times in 3 years. I've even attempted suicide when I was homeless the last time, because things got that bad. On April 3rd of 2010, I took 2,500 milligrams of Zoloft, which was almost a full bottle for me at the time, right in front of my family, because I couldn't cope and I didn't know how to ask for help. I was too prideful. And then I spent the next 45 minutes running from the police and fire department that was trying to get me help. My little brother found me in the corner of a fence, hiding. And then the police department had to come with their weapons drawn because they didn't know what was going to happen with me, and they knew I was a veteran and that I was mentally unstable. So they arrested me, took me to the hospital. It took that event to really wake myself up to what I was doing to myself and to my friends and family. And I came to realize that I'm the reason I was homeless. I couldn't really blame it on anybody else. So that's when I decided to get help for me to fix my PTSD as best as I could so I can live with it instead of having it run my life. I committed myself to MHMR up here in Denton for treatment, and so that I could have 3 square meals a day and a roof over my head, and it really given me a time to think about what I've done with my life. And that's where I came to realize that I was broken and that I needed to ask for help. Help wasn't going to come to me. I mean, I have a beautiful fiance and a beautiful daughter that I may or may not have had regardless of had I gotten help. But I think that with the help that I've received, I'm able to actually function, and I'm able to give all of me to my family, which is what they deserve. One event does come out in my mind. In June of 2006, 3 members of the U.S. Army were abducted from a guard post in Iraq. One of them died of wounds sustained during the assault and was left on the side of the road. The other 2 survived the assault and were tortured to death. One of them died from wounds suffered at the hands of the torturers. They beheaded him. The other soldier died from wounds sustained during the assault while they were torturing him. And he was also beheaded, but he was dead before they beheaded him. The torture that they sustained is not something that I wish on anybody. Even the worst people in the world don't deserve what happened to these 2 soldiers. And my unit was in charge of tracking them and picking them up. When we found them, there were more improvised explosive devices inside and around their bodies than I care to count. It took 12 hours to defuse all the bombs before we could move the bodies to the morgue. It's a gruesome sight, and I suffered nightmares, a lot of nightmares regarding seeing them and their condition before and after. We even found video through some of our intelligence sources of the torture in progress, and I was made to watch that so that so that we could identify the perpetrators in the video and bring them to justice the way that we knew how, whether it was to arrest them or to kill them. In Iraq, they use litter to hide bombs. That's why he avoids chip bags and trash bags, a lot of junk on the side of the roads. And it's not just him or me. I was always a speed demon, because the faster you go, if it's we call it a command detonated IED, which means that there's someone with a switch. If there was someone with a switch, the faster you go, the worse his timing is going to be. So I got a lot of tickets from speeding just because that was natural. Because there are no speed limits over there. You just go. Nightmares were pretty much what did it for me. Made it hard to function the next day. Flashbacks occur differently for different people. Nightmares occur differently for different people. But with how PTSD affects me now is, I don't like to go to malls. A lot of veterans, a lot of combat veterans don't like to go to crowded places because it's hard to explain, but sometimes you never really know who's there out to get you. It's a paranoia thing is what it is. A lot of people to cope with PTSD go to drugs and alcohol to cope because they don't know how. And it helps them relax. They get to not think about it or not feel it anymore. I never did that, so I was always living in it. I never drank a drop of alcohol in my life, still don't. Same thing with drugs and even cigarettes. I have to feel that. I had to feel it all the time, and sleeping was hard. And so I'd go off an hour of sleep a day sometimes, just because an event would trigger a series of nightmares for a week. I attended a nonprofit program called Pathways that really helped me process a lot of the stuff that I went through. They deal with a lot more than just veterans. They also really have a passion for working with a lot of different people and making people in general better. But through them, I was able to grow up, essentially. I had made some decisions whether somebody on the other end of my rifle lived or died, and I'm fully complacent with myself. I accept what I've done and know that what I've done was in the best interest for me and the people that I worked with. I'm proud of where I am now. I have a family that I can give 100% of myself to. I have a family that loves me for who I am and not for, the jerk I used to be. Honor the Soldier is a Washington, D.C. based national nonprofit. Legally, it is classified as a 501c3. Our mission is to help prevent homelessness in veterans. We also assist veterans that are homeless. But our main mission is to stop homelessness before it begins by preventing it at the source, which is mainly foreclosures and evictions. Some of our short-term goals is, like I said, providing that legal and financial assistance. Also, we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. It's temporary housing for up to 8 individuals. In our future, we see having places like our home in Bonham, Texas, all over the country. Located next to or very close to VA medical centers or large hospitals provided by the VA. Some other long-term goals we have, and this is in the distant future, is having houses or neighborhoods of houses built from the ground up out of concrete and steel, which means that very little maintenance cost for our organization. That would serve as temporary to permanent housing for, again, transitioning veterans or veterans with permanent disabilities. We want to get to our goal of having 0 homeless veterans out on the street. Currently, the statistic is anywhere between 20 and 23% of the entire homeless population are veterans. It's a little odd to me and a lot of people, I think, that veterans who have sacrificed more than most people to get where they are today, for this country to be where it is today, no matter what your view on where we're at, is, those veterans fought for the rights that we have. The veterans made sacrifices, personal, physical sacrifices, and now they're paying the price by being left out on the street because of a foreclosure or of a medical bills that just stacked up, or divorces. I think veterans should be placed in a position of honor in society, and I don't think we do enough to make sure that they're well taken care of. We do have a lot of merchandise and memorabilia to purchase from our online store. Some people don't like making donations without seeing something physical in return. So we have these bears as a way to kind of facilitate our income. These bears are $20 each. We also accept cash donations anonymously, or we can even talk with corporate sponsors and see if we can work it out that way. Because the last person anybody wants to see on the street is a veteran who fought and saw friends die for the freedom that we have. Seeing them on the corner holding up a cardboard sign saying, "Veteran, please help, anything will do," it's probably the saddest thing I can see. Seeing them out on the street shows that we as a nation and we as a society are failing the people that protect our society and protect our nation.